Finding square roots. So now we're not going to have perfect squares in this section, and it's going to be kind of unpleasant because of that. Depends on what we're asked to do. Each square root is between two integers, whole numbers. Name the integers. Okay, so here's the way I'm going to tell you to look at this. Root 30. On the lower side and higher side. To the left, the next lowest perfect square is 25, and the next bigger perfect square is 36. Root 25 is 5, root 36 is 6. So there's the numbers we're between. We're between 5 and 6. Root 30 lives between 5 and 6. Negative root 150. Okay, so this just means we're going to have negative numbers. So when I go lower, the next smallest perfect square is negative 144, because 12 times 12. And bigger is going to be 169. That's 13 times 13. This root is 12. This root is 13. So negative 150 is between negative 13 and negative 12 when we write those numbers in order from least to greatest. So when you're asked to tell me which two numbers it's between, just simply say, okay, if I go down, what's the next perfect square? If I go up, what's the next perfect square? And then, okay, what are those perfect squares? You are installing a square skylight with an area of 300 square inches. Estimate the length of each side to the nearest tenth. Okay, so if it's a square skylight, that means that each side is the same, and that means its area, s squared, is 300. The opposite of squaring is square rooting, so s is the square root of 300. We are told to estimate this to the nearest tenth. Well, I need to know where to start. To that end, I'm going to do what I just did. I'm going to say, okay, on this side of 300 is 289, and on this side of 300, for a perfect square, I have 324. 289 is 17 squared, 324 is 18 squared. So I know the square root of 300 is 17 point something, because it's between 17 and 18. What we had to figure out is what? Now, we could sit here and do 17.1 times 17.1, 17.2 times 17.2, 17.3 times 17.3. We could do all of them. I don't want to. It's too much work. Instead, 300 is a bit closer to 289, it's 11 bigger, than it is 324, it's 24 smaller. So that tells me I probably want to try something closer to 17 than 18. For example, 17.3 is closer to 17 than 18. I want to choose a decimal that's closer. I actually have to just work this out to check it. So I'm not going to have enough space to do that with where I wrote that. So let's see, 17.3, 17.3. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 7 is 21. Carry the 2. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2 is 5. Use that. Get rid of it. Start with a 0. 7 times 3 is 21. Carry the 2. 7 times 7 is 49. And 2 is 51. Carry the 5. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 5 is 12. Start with a couple of zeros. Get rid of those because I used them. And 1 time, okay, that's easy. 1 times everything is 1, 7, and 3. 900 is 9. 110 is 2. 513 is 9. 27 is 9. 11 is 2. 2 decimal places in the problem, 0.3 and 0.3, so 2 in the answer. So this is 299.29. That's pretty darn close to 300. And it's less than 300. Means we need to check the next guy as well, 17.4. If we're good and we're lucky, we'll get a number over 300. And I'll explain why once we do it. So let's multiply these together. 4 times 4 is 16. Carry the 1. 4 times 7 is 28. And 1 is 29. Carry the 2. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 2 is 6. Start with a 0 and erase those. 7 times 4 is 28. Carry the 2. 7 times 7 is 49. Plus 2 is 51. Carry the 5. 7 times 1 is 7. Plus 5 is 12. Get rid of those. Start with 2 zeros. And now I'm going to have 174. 6006. 980 is 17. Carry the 1. 1614 is 12. Carry the 1. 127 is 10. Carry the 1. 111 is 3. 2 decimal places means it's 302.76. Hey, that's bigger than 300. Great. I've got a number smaller than 300. I've got a number bigger than 300. That means I did correctly choose the two numbers to test. The question is, which one of these is the answer? Which one of these is the square root of 300 to the nearest tenth? So the question is, which one of these two numbers is closer to 300? Is it 299.29 or 302.76? I hope you're saying 299.29. That means the answer to the nearest tenth of an inch is that each side is 17.3. And the last thing here says calculate root 300 to the nearest tenth using a calculator. So let's see if I can find where I hid my calculator. Didn't put it there. Did I perhaps put it here? Nope. Do I have any other... Where did I hide my calculator? Oh, well, I can always get it from here. Can I? It's not even there. Fudge. Where's my calculator hiding? I'd say holler if you see it, but I can't hear you, so... TV photo booth? No. Shortcuts, find my podcast. Oh, now I'm just losing time. Okay, so that's not working real well. So let's pop here. You don't need that. You don't need Power School. So if you just go to Google, if you type SQRT 300, SQRT is square root 300 for the number 300, Google will use its own calculator to give you 17.3 to the nearest tenth. If we are in class, I will happily, after you've seen this, show you using your own calculator how to do a square root.